carried through.
Two big guys going at it, boy.
This is a big guy battle. Wow.
An advantage for the Ranger. Remke had no helmet for Johnston, so those punches are going to hurt a little more when they land.
They let them go.
One guy 6'7". How big's Johnston? 6'5"?
No, I think he's 6'7" also. Yeah, that's pretty good size.
Let's go! Let's go! Welcome to the Instigators Hockey Show. 15 years this year, we've been bringing you this crazy hockey show we call the Instigators Hockey Show. Right there, you got former defenseman Chris Kotsopoulos. Over there in the bottom corner, you got show that shirt, Ricky O. Kotzy's Taco Shop down there, Ricky O. The Goon, Hockey World Order. You got Matty, the mailman, Lips over there delivering every day. He's delivering the mail for us here at the show and for you out in New York. What a pleasure, man. What a pleasure. We had a fun time last week. Lot to do this week. Next week, it looks like we're going to have a vacation week. Probably won't be producing a program, but we'll keep you all up to date. And, of course, like always, Beth, thank you for all you do. Beth is currently in the chat room. Any questions that you'd like us to discuss over the air, either in this show or in the future, please check out the Instigators Hockey Show on Facebook. There's also the Instigators Hockey Show website that Beth has designed. It's amazing. You can check out Matt on what is it, Matty? I'm sorry, I drew a blank.
Lips, Puck, and Chirps.
Lips, Puck, and Chirps over on TikTok. Carries a lot of the programming. And then, of course, Ricky with Hockey World Order. So all that fun stuff out of the way. And away we go. Gentlemen, what's happening?
What's going on? Come on, boys. What's going on? A week later, we got a bunch of crappy teams in the NHL, and you got to keep looking at the playoffs, and they're all still within reach.
Exactly what the league is asking
this
for.
League's gotten. I mean, think about it. Matty, my Leafs suck, and they're only 3 points out. The Rangers suck. They're only 2 points out. What's going on here with this league?
Dave Maloney said it the best the other night on TV. Dave Maloney said, the NHL's got exactly what they want. Parity across the board.
Parity? I guess we could call it parody, but it's not very good. That's for sure.
It's comical. I'll be honest with you. It's comical because we're going to get into the Rangers later, but if there's ever a team that doesn't deserve to be anywhere near a playoff spot, I mean, and the fact that they're still hanging in, and I'm the ultimate optimist. You guys know that. I argue with you every night when you guys tell me they're done. But it's a shame. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's a joke right now. This league is there's no dominant team in the league right now, is there?
And isn't it shaping it up for Florida to win a fourth straight Eastern Conference where they're just hanging in? They get Kulikov back. They get Kachuk back. Maybe they get Barkov back. I don't know. I mean, it's just shaping up to me like that. They're just hanging in. They're not playing great, but everybody's right there. So, we'll see. Deadline's going to be very interesting this year. I'll say that. We already got a couple trades. So,
yeah, we're going to talk about that right away. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll start.
Hold on. West, they're starting to separate a little bit, though, the top teams out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, Colorado, Dallas,
and even Minnesota now after the trade.
Yeah. Let's talk about the trade. Hughes. I mean, I don't know. We were chatting. I mean, we were talking on Ricky. You got to show that shirt a lot more tonight. You're going to be showing that shirt. We were talking on our chat group called Kotzy's Taco Shop, and there was a lot of speculation on where Hughes was going to go. I mean, it wasn't going to be the Devils. The Rangers apparently were in the mix there. A couple other teams, but anybody surprised with where he wound up? And does anybody think he's staying?
I think I was a little taken back when I came across the feed on X and Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Elliot Freeman broke that right away, and I was really shocked at the Wild. I mean, they came really. I don't know if that was really a name we associated him going to. I really thought it was going to be the Devils or Detroit. But let's just call it what it is. Bill Guerin made a trade that he gave up a lot of assets. Vancouver, Kotze and me and Paulie were talking before we went on. Vancouver did really well in this trade. I mean, a lot of people were saying, oh, the Rangers were in it. Well, the Rangers are always in something. They can kick a tire. It doesn't mean they're buying a Mercedes. They did not have the assets to give up. Minnesota did. Minnesota gave a healthy amount up for this kid, and they better hope to God he re-signs, because that's a franchise hurting trade if he doesn't re-sign in Minnesota.
Great point, Rick.
What about you, Patty? What do you think?
I mean, I think, you gave up a lot, but you get him for 2 playoff runs. That's huge. It's not a rental. And you're getting him well before the deadline. So you're getting him for most of the season. You're getting Quinn Hughes for 50 games this year, a playoff run, and then all of next year. So when I did my trade grades, I gave Minnesota an A because you got arguably the second best defenseman in the league. And he's a game changer on that defense. You put him with Faber. Minnesota's already got a lot of talent up and down that lineup. And so they get the known commodity. But Vancouver did very, very well in this trade. Z Boyum is going to be very, very good. He's going to be a top 4, maybe even a top 2 defenseman. Liam Ogren just scored his first goal last night against the Rangers. He's good. Marco Rossi's a consistent 50 to 60 point guy, probably a solid second line center, and a draft pick in a loaded 2026 draft. So both teams did really well in this trade. Minnesota looks lethal. They're gearing up. The Central is absolutely insane. Colorado, Dallas, and now Minnesota. One of those teams is going home in the first round, and it will be a very fun first-round series to see.
What's interesting to me, guys, was the fact that 2 weeks ago when I was last on, we talked about how a lot of teams may look to jump the trade deadline and get this stuff done early. And we saw 2 major trades, one that we talked about with Edmonton and this one coming out of nowhere with Minnesota. It's really showing, Maddie's been saying for a while, the West is so stacked that teams are not waiting to the deadline because they might be out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey, your thoughts on the Hughes trade?
Listen, I said it earlier in the year. Minnesota's got to put up or shut up. I mean, they've been talking about them for 2-3 years. They can't get out of a round of playoffs. It was probably the right move right at the right time right now to get Quinn Hughes. Put him with Faber on defense there, 2 premier defensemen on one team. You got a veteran squad there with Boldy and Zuccarello and Kaprizov or whatever. And it's time for them to make shit or get off the pot. I think it was a good move by Guerin. But on the other hand, I'll tell you what. You can say what you want. Vancouver, I think I give them the edge overall in this trade because if it goes kaput in Minnesota and they don't win the Stanley Cup, I don't think Hughes is staying there, guys. I do not think he's going to stay there. I think he's going to bolt and come even further east.
Well, it's kind of hard to say if he's going to stay there. I mean, they got 2. So you got to also consider this, right? The new CBA is coming in, right? So the teams have till December of 2026 to offer an 8-year contract. Then anybody who gets a chance at Quinn Hughes, if it's a new team, it's only a 6-year deal. So you got to think about dollars and cents. And to me, everyone talks about New Jersey. From a brothers standpoint, yeah, the 3 brothers the Hughes boys all want to play together. But from a hockey standpoint, Quinn Hughes made no sense in New Jersey. Yeah. They already have enough injury-prone stars. Luke Hughes is making $9 million. And he's not very good defensively. You're going to have him on power play 2, making $9 million, when Quinn Hughes is obviously going to be on power play 1. So New Jersey didn't make a lot of sense. Detroit is a team that I'm always looking at. When are they going to make a move? Because they haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. They had that 20-some-odd year streak making the playoffs. Eisenman keeps building up this team. They haven't made a big move, so I really thought Detroit would have made something. But We'll see. I mean, great move from Minnesota, honestly.
I don't think he's going to stay there. If they don't win a cup with him this year, I think he's leaving. That's my prediction, plain and simple. I don't think he's going to stick around in Minnesota.
They have the talent to win a cup.
Ricky.
Maddie's
got to go with Sarah. He looks like
what I'm saying is it's cup or bust with Quinn Hughes right now in Minnesota. He's not going to stay there. That's my gut feeling. He's not going to stay there. If they don't win it, bye-bye. He's leaving.
This Minnesota team right now is better than any Vancouver team that he's played with, and Faber is better than any defense partner he's
how can you say that? Better than any – now, Maddie. How can you say that better than any other team that they played? Vancouver's got a couple rounds in the last 5-6 years with Quinn Hughes. Minnesota hasn't.
Do they win a couple rounds without Quinn Hughes?
What's Minnesota done?
That's what I'll say. I don't think so.
I don't know what the argument is.
When Minnesota gets out of one round, then I'll agree with you.
I get it.
Moving on. I think, my personal opinion, obviously, everyone has really good points here. Vancouver does really good. They kind of building the pool up there.
They looked good last night, didn't they?
Oh boy. They're definitely being smart and building up, but again, points taken. Minnesota's trying to make a move. Ricky made great points. Last week we talked, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the fact that these teams know that they got to get moves. They got to get going. They got to try to put something together because that area, in the NHL is dangerous, man. So, and we'll talk about, look at Edmonton. Let's move up to the next trade. Maybe not the best trade, but you got to make a move. This team needs goaltending. They're trying everything that they can within the budget, obviously, because the budget's small. Another point out west. This is the team that a lot of people are talking about. We talk about Minnesota, but here's a team made two runs, didn't come home with the grand prize. Got arguably the best playmakers, goal scorer in the world, and it's kind of shit or get off the pot. Earlier this year, we talked about how he signed a small 2-year extension to at least make a statement to say, I'm here, I want to play, and I want to win here. So that trade, I can't wait to go around the horn here. Katsi, we'll start with you first. What are your thoughts there? Obviously Jari is not. Do you even feel like he's better than Skinner? And if he is, how much?
He is better. He is better than Skinner. He's better than anything Edmonton had. He's a proven winner. He's won a Stanley Cup, all that crap. Now, is he ever going to live up to what he used to do in the past? I don't know. But to me, it's an improvement for Edmonton because we know how porous their defense is. You're going to have help from your goaltender, plain and simple. Proofs last night. I watched a lot of last night's game. I was going back and forth between the Rangers. They win, but they win 6-4. You're not going to win 6-4 every game in the playoffs.
Right.
So you're going to need some good goaltending sooner or later. This is their shot at it, I guess, with Jari. You got the offense. It's that defense that I worry about. Edmonton's going to have to figure out how to play a tight game when it counts. It's not always going to be Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Congratulations, Leon, on your 1,000th point. I'm only 850 behind you. You know what I mean? But they're going to have to learn how to play a defensive game in the playoffs sooner or later.
What about the move with Bouchard?
Listen, he's a great offensive talent. He's a horseshit defenseman. How's that?
I don't know how much this makes Edmonton better, to be 100% honest with you.
Well, it's proven. Well, I think they're better with him than Skinner, Matt.
It's a lateral.
With that?
If Skinner is a C goaltender, Jari is like a C plus.
That's a little better, isn't it?
But you're also trading Kulak, who's a big part of those 2 cup runs, right? So Pittsburgh gets a defenseman. Now Kulak hasn't been great this year, but he's still a solid veteran defenseman. If Pittsburgh falls out of the playoff hunt, he'll probably fetch a 3rd and a 6th rounder back for Pittsburgh or something like that. Some team that wants a veteran defenseman. So I just think this is a desperate move for Edmonton. I don't think it's going to end up working. And if Jari doesn't take them back to the Cup finals, then we know it didn't work out. Because, hey, you can say all you want about Stuart Skinner. He won a lot of playoff games over the last 2 years for Edmonton, and he helped them get to this two straight finals. Now, he fell apart in a lot of those Stanley Cup finals against Florida and cost them a couple games, but let's not act like he's some scrub. He did win multiple playoff games and stood on his head a few times. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not even saying he's an elite goaltender, but he has won them some games. I haven't seen Jari do that on the biggest stage, so we'll see. Now Jari has a loaded team there with Edmonton.
One guy's won a Stanley Cup, the other hasn't.
Jari wasn't on
Go.
the Stanley Cup.
Ricky, it's up to you.
I kind of think my point on this trade is Edmonton needed to move Skinner because the fans and the players in the room lack confidence in Skinner. Plain and simple, Skinner's can have 2.7 goals against average, and I saw he's not a scrub. I agree with Maddie, but he didn't win the big game in Edmonton, and fans and opinion of him, he's not elite. So stepping up in their opinion in Jari gives their fans something to look forward to and maybe a boost of energy in the room. I'm going to look at the trade from the other side. Is this a prelude to Pittsburgh tearing it down? Is this going to be the prelude to Pittsburgh is going to move on from Malkin? Is Pittsburgh going to give Crosby the last chance to win a cup? Is Pittsburgh going to take some of their talented forwards and say, hey, we're not going to win a cup. We're barely a playoff team. Where do you want to go and rebuild it right now? And that's what I kind of think this move screams is, hey, we gave up on a guy who was a veteran goalie, was respected here, played well here. Who's next in Pittsburgh? Because I think Pittsburgh kind of gave us a hint that they're going to move on and they're going to break that team down. They got sold today for $2 billion. The new owner's coming in with a lot of money, and let's see where this team goes with contracts and free agents. But I really feel that Crosby's going to go to the Canadians this year.
Hey, Rick, I want you to.
I got to back up. You're right, Matt. I was wrong on the Jari thing, but I still think it's an upgrade period on the team because let's call it what it was at the beginning of the year. They were out of the playoffs, and in the last 2 weeks, they've all of a sudden jumped into a playoff spot. So the confidence is there. It's just a matter of, to me, the biggest worry in Edmonton is their defense when it comes down to a tight game. That core defenseman. I know you said Kulak, was a good steady Eddie type defenseman and stuff like that. I didn't see that, I'll be honest with you. I think he's just a fifth or sixth defenseman on a good team. That's what he is. So, but I'll back up my statement on Jari.
Well, wait a minute. I want to go back to Ricky. Ricky, you brought up a good point. I know we were texting today. I don't remember if you put it in the text or whatever it was, but you brought up a point. It looks like a big hedge fund sports conglomerate is buying the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, $2 billion they paid for it, and there's a lot of money coming in behind that.
Finish?
Oh, it's done. It's done.
I'm not going to argue with you.
The deal's done. It'll be announced tomorrow.
1.7, Bill. Close enough.
Two sales in 2 days.
That's 1.7 plus more than I have. But I think they're coming in with
if you win the lotto tonight, it's 1.2.
Woo!
I'm not even smart enough to play it. I forgot to play.
Hey, let's all put $20 in.
But I just think they're coming in with a lot of money. I think Pittsburgh's in. Pittsburgh always finds a way. Whether they tanked for Mario, they got the balls frozen for Crosby. There's always a way for Pittsburgh to end up getting that franchise player. And it seems like every time. And I looked this up today. Both times they got Mario and they got Crosby was the year the team was sold.
Huh. Fenway, it looks like Fenway Sports Group has reached an agreement to sell the NHL's Penguins to the Hoffman family, a Chicago-based investment group led by David Hoffman. It's pretty good news. That's pretty important stuff. So 1.7 to $2 billion.
In the end, though, I think Ricky's onto something. And Pittsburgh, listen, Crosby's up there in age, although he's still producing. You know what I mean? He's still in the top, 10 in scoring, top 15 in scoring in the league. But you got other guys on that team that are way, way up there on age. Malkin's old. The two guys on defense did it. They're really old. I mean, I don't think Pittsburgh's going anywhere. So, Ricky, you're probably right. I think if Crosby wants to, he could ask for the trade, and they would probably give it to him.
Yeah. What has he got on his contract? Anyone know?
Crosby 8.7.
Contract-wise?
Yeah, but how much time is left on his contract? Bunch of years?
This season and next.
So he's got 2. It makes sense. I mean, I would, if I was him, I'd be, respectful enough to say, hey, I know, you're building a franchise. He's going to come back at some kind of capacity when he does decide to leave the game. But I mean, he's talented enough to go somewhere and win and add and win, win a cup. I mean, I would want to,
It depends what he thinks a 4th cup would do to his legacy. Does a 4th cup make you think Crosby's better than Messier? Does a 4th cup make you think Crosby's better than Yager? Does a 4th cup make you think Crosby's better than any of these guys in the top 10?
The Moose got 6 cups, bro.
No, I understand that. But, there are people out there that think Crosby might be better than Messier.
And the Moose didn't do it by himself. There's a guy called Gretzky there, too. Remember that.
Crosby, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying if he goes to a team like Montreal that needs a second line center and he slots behind Suzuki, and for the first time in his career, he's number 2. I mean, there's some talented wingers on that team. That'd be really.
I don't know that he stays in the East, man. I'll be honest with you. That I don't know. That'd be interesting. That'd be one hell of a conversation. Let me tell you. I don't think Montreal's the team he's going.
How many Hall of Famers are going to be in the Hall of Fame from Pittsburgh's time with Crosby besides him?
Well, Letang,
Malkin,
probably Eric Carlson. He's going to close in on 1,000 points.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get in.
As a 1,000-point defenseman? Well,
I would say
Letang's a maybe.
Fleury.
I think Malkin's a lock. Malkin's a lock.
Fleury, Malkin.
I'm just trying to figure it all out. Like on his legendary whatever years with
Eric Carlson.
How many Hall of Famers has he got on his team?
I mean, Eric Carlson's won 2 Norrises, and he's closing on 1,000 points as a defenseman. I mean, it's kind of hard not to keep him out.
Yeah, there's other guys that got close to 1,000 points that aren't in the Hall of Fame either. I don't want to bring it up right now. You know what I mean? Like Rick Middleton and Pat Verbeek. Guys like that didn't make it into the Hall of Fame on their point totals.
Hey, one day let's talk about Pat Verbeek.
When you go to Messier in Edmonton, you got Gretzky, you got Coffey, you got Curry, you got Glenn Anderson. They're all Hall of Famers. Oh, and Grant Fuhr. Sorry, that's quite a handful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did win 2 cups, without Gretzky.
Yeah. Gretzky taught him everything.
And I think Brian Trotier's got 6 cups, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think I got one. Didn't he get one as a coach with Pittsburgh?
He got 2 with Pittsburgh as a player, didn't he?
He got 2 with Pittsburgh as a player, and obviously 4 with the Islanders. But there's not many players in the world that have 6 Stanley Cups. I know those 2 are. I don't know how. I mean, I'm sure there's a few Montreal Canadiens out there, right?
Andre Richard has what, 11? That guy played 20 years and won a Stanley Cup half his career.
Yeah, that's nuts. But
imagine that.
All right, moving on. You mentioned it. Obviously, you got to make mention. Draisaitl with 1,000 points. He's the first German player ever, right, to have 1,000 points. I'm pretty sure. He's German.
Right? I'm not being funny here, but how many Germans has actually played in the NHL? What is it, maybe less than 10?
Yeah, it's not many. So I mean, that's
that's a hell of a compliment.
Yeah, how many people
for a guy that came out of nowhere?
Yeah,
think about it. Nobody had him on the radar. Period.
Nope. So honorable mention there, and then I want to get out on time, boys.
What about Nick Saban buying the Preds or minority stake? Hear about that?
Ricky, what are you doing over there? You sleeping?
What's that, man? I didn't hear you, Matty. Speak up a
No,
little.
I was waiting to talk. I was waiting to talk about something I cared about. I don't like Draisaitl. Nick Saban about. I think they said it was 8 to 10% points on the ownership group. A very very small percentage. But it's great. I mean, he said something that's really cool. He said, "Listen, I've won national championships all over. I'm a winner, and I won't settle for a franchise that doesn't win." I thought that was great coming in to say something like that. So that's a nice boost for the Preds. They need all the celebrity power they can get.
Can he get 10% of the Rangers? That'd be awesome.
Nah. We'll get to that later.
Hey, last but not least, when it comes to some of the things around the world here, obviously we're getting closer and closer to the Olympic break. Matty, I know you've been doing some tickety talks around, and keep talking about how the Olympic arena is not ready to go.
Yeah, it's actually insanity. I did a TikTok on this. They had something now probably about a week ago. I posted a TikTok, and it was 75 days ago. Now it's probably about 68 days to go to get the rink ready. And it's not even close to ready. I mean, you look at the pictures of it, it's just a disaster. And the rink is a little shorter. It's, I think, 3 feet shorter than the whole, which – Katsi, you played in the league. I don't know how much 3 feet would make.
I thought it was 5, Matt.
I heard 3, but I mean, it's shorter. I know that. It's a smaller rink. But back to the point. Italy, Milan, they had 6 years to build this arena, and they couldn't get it done. And I mean, I said this before. Italians built New York, and they can't build a hockey rink in, 6 years? It's insane. And there's going to be no test games, no, exhibition games on this ice. We don't know what kind of ice quality this is going to be. And honestly, it's so bad. I thought they would maybe move it to Switzerland where there's a professional ice rinks and over there. But I mean, there's a massive fail for the Olympic Committee.
Guys, if you're a general manager, let's play GM. Katsi, would you send your players over?
Absolutely not.
Paulie?
No, I hate the fact that the NHL is involved in the Olympics. I think we've talked about this. Let the freaking kids play. Let the kids who are trying to make their names play in this stuff. I
agree. I wouldn't send my guys over, even if I'm against it, even with the regulation ice surface. I don't want them there.
First of all,
it's not top tier.
The small rink is only going to hurt the guys that are fleet and fast. That's exactly what's going to happen there.
It's going to slow the game down.
I know I brought the examples up a couple shows ago. Boston, Buffalo were small. I loved it. They being a bigger guy, the little guys didn't like it, but I loved it. But the guys that are being picked for the Olympics aren't big and slow like I was. They're going to be big and fast. So it's going to hurt them a little bit. Second of all, I at first I thought it was okay to put pros into the Olympics, but I agree with Paulie now. I'm like, when you watch the World Juniors at the final game, that's just as exciting as watching a Stanley Cup game to me. Okay? Yeah. Watching these kids go at it because they know their future's ahead of them. So, why not let the young guys and the college guys that haven't signed a contract yet, haven't got a pot to piss in yet money-wise, go out there and show their goods for their nation and their countries.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about it now. Let me add to it too, though. Watch this. I'll guarantee you guys will be pulling the chute. In case you don't know what pulling the chute is, that means you're not going to play. Guys, we come into the dressing room and one of the I got a bad thigh. Pull them the chute before the Olympics. You watch how many stars around the league that are supposed to play in the Olympics are going to come up with some mysterious little ailment just before it happens.
But Ricky, going back to your original question, no, as a general manager, I mean, if it's not if I'm forced and my players have got to go because I hate this whole thing, that arena, everything better be up to par because you know what? These guys are going, they're not going on my dime, but it is my dime if they don't come back 100%. It is my dime.
Yeah.
You know, it's our livelihood as a GM. It's, you know, it's our asses on the line. It's all those things. It's all those intangible things that nobody talks about when it comes to these things that have nothing to do with the actual league that they play in.
I think the Olympics, and I'm going to make a real quick point because I know you want to get out on time. I think the Olympics have put added stress on the NHL beyond words. Teams playing 7 games in 13 days. You got goaltenders playing an extraordinary amount of games in a row. And then you're going to take the guys from the Olympic teams, the Canadian team, the U.S. team, Sweden. They're going to have goaltenders out there that are now playing in unconventional, and what I mean by that is super high speed, super movement hockey games at a very high level with no break. So they're going to play 5-6 games over there, come home, get 4 days off, 5 days off, and go right back into it with zero break. If I'm the Rangers, I'm thanking God Igor's Russian and he's not going over there. I'm thinking, you know, a lot of these teams really, like Patsy said, you're going to see guys with the mysterious pulled groin a week before the Olympics, or he's got a fractured finger.
It's the shoot, Ricky. It's the pull the shoot.
100%. You're going to see guys pulling out of this. And I got news for you. I think they should just make an announcement in the next 7 to 10 days and say, look, we made a mistake. We're not letting our players play in this rink. It's not, the NHL sent Bob Daly over to inspect the rink and he's going to be there every day. Who cares he's there every day? It's not up to par. They're forcing completion of it. What happens the first time Wilson takes a 40-foot run at somebody and the boards fall apart? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I feel a little differently. I'm of the mindset of letting the NHL players play. I like that. I like seeing the best quality product, but I can't get behind if it's not a professional rink. These guys are used to playing in the best stadiums in North America, U.S. and Canada. And even when we had the European series where Pittsburgh and Nashville played in Sweden, that's a professional rink. That is quality, top-tier, state-of-the-art. This isn't the minors. You know, Katsu, you speak from experience. Is there a difference between a major league or a national league, hockey league rink and an AHL rink or a collegiate rink? Is there a difference in quality?
No.
There's not. So, I mean, I'm in the mindset that there would be, but
I get. Listen, Matt, I get what you're saying, but I got a question for you. You own the Las Vegas Knights right now, okay? You own them. Jack Eichel goes over for the U.S. and tears his knee up big time, so he's out for the rest of the year and might not be ready. Just listen to me out. You've invested billions in getting a team in that area. You've invested billions in getting all these guys under contract, and you're going to go over there and you're going to come back with damaged goods on a guy that is the leader of your team?
I get it. I
don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the pro players playing anymore. I get your opinion. I get my opinion is I'm tired of it. Let the guys that haven't done anything yet in their careers, college, juniors, AHLers, I don't give a shit if it's a pro, but not the NHL guys. And then, trust me, when they get to the final gold medal game or the silver medal games, the people will still watch. They'll still be into it. People watch the World Juniors like it's no tomorrow on TV. Even down here, you watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just tired. I don't want to take a chance that Paulie said it the best. I got a responsibility to my season's ticket holders. I got a responsibility to my owner. I got a responsibility to my team. Or guess what? I get fucking fired if I come back with 3 guys that are damaged goods. We were in the playoff spot, and we end up missing the playoff spot. Now, that takes away about $20-30 million in revenue. I don't like it anymore. I don't think it's worth it anymore.
Hey, listen, one quick point. I'm a Met fan. I know all about this. Edwin Diaz blown out his knee at the World Baseball Classic. Was that 2023? Although he's not a Met anymore, so he can go scratch. He's an LA Dodger. But that happened to a team that I root for, too. So you're not wrong, Kotze.
Are you a Jets fan, too?
I don't want to talk about it.
At least he sticks to his team.
The first time in my life, the Knicks won a championship. It's a crappy championship, but that is the first championship in my sports rooting life.
That's not a championship. Hey, Kotze, what do you call that again? The chocolate with the chocolate middle?
It's the fake gold coin made of chocolate. That's the one Ovechkin used to win every year when he got beat out of the playoffs. He'd go over there, play all the scrubs in the world, and get that little gold chocolate coin. It's not even real.
Oh my God!
Will they put a banner up right next to fish in the garden for that?
That's hilarious, man. It's hilarious.
At least he sticks with his teams. I know people that switch on their teams when they've had a long run of shit. They all of a sudden they're this fan. I look at them and go, "How? I've known you since you were 8 years old. Now you're a fan of that team now?"
Yeah.
You can't change. You stick with them. Good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah.
Look, we're still sticking with the Rangers, aren't we?
Well, two of us are.
Oh, that's right. We got to get into that a little bit.
I can't even watch them. I hate watching.
I know, because
Where to go?
you're a little bit of a Tampa Bay fan. That's the problem with you.
It's 9:06. I'm ready to go. Whenever you're ready to go here. You want to talk Rangers hockey? Let's talk
Yeah,
Rangers
it's time now.
Do we
It's
have
9:00, whatever. What time is it?
9:07.
9:06. Who wants to start? What do you want to start with? I want to hold off on the Mika thing until we get later in. But let's.
Well, then let me start.
No. You got to start off with the Mika thing.
Bottom line is, I'm tired of the fucking arrogance. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of the John Tortorella type of shit. The Uncle Vinny fucking arrogant bullshit.
Hold on, I gotta get the fire hose out.
Hold on. The fucking these aren't fucking children. They're fucking men. We're not coaching college kids. They're grown ass fucking men. You can talk about how you gotta have rules. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna fix anything. It's not gonna change the culture. This was a stupid fucking arrogant thing to do just because I can. I'm the boss. You're out. It's stupid. I'm sorry. You can fight with me all you want. I get it. If he's habitual, then I will retract everything I said. The guy's been with the team how long? How many meetings has he missed? How many times have we talked about this? Wait a minute.
Multiple meetings.
And then you can go, how many times has this happened? How many times has he missed the game because of this? If this is not a habitual problem, then what are we doing here? You can't find the player.
All I know is that it was stated in the New York Post the first day that this was a regularity under Coach Peter Laviolette. So, yeah, he is habitual with this.
Okay,
now, let me give you a counterpoint. Listen, Paulie, I love this team more than most people in their world love their fucking wives, and we both know that. I worship the ground this team walks on. I'm a fan for 52 years, okay? But I'm going to tell you this, and I know we differ on this, but I'm going to be professional about my opinion, and I respect yours. And I'm going to say that right off the bat. I respect your opinion.
I appreciate that.
But I think you got a guy who refused to trade. You got a guy who doesn't sometimes in the last year or two has been accused of being a loafer, right? We've all heard it. Now he shows up late the night after he has dinner with his ex-best friend lover. I think you have to set a precedent to the young guys on this team, and you have to build a culture. Now, the winning culture in sports, Tom Coughlin, I'm going to quote Tom Coughlin because I love Tom Coughlin. I'm a Giant fan. 8 o'clock practice doesn't mean you walk on the field at 8 o'clock. That means the ball's punted for the first time at 8 o'clock. You have a team meeting and you're late. You're late. And you know what? It's a smack in the face to the coach. It's a smack in the face to all his teammates that were there on time. It's a smack in the face to Himalev, who got there on time, to Rempe, who got there on time, to guys that are coming from further away from him in Manhattan on time. And I just think, and I understand your point. Your point is we lost the game we could have won because he wasn't in the lineup. And I 100% understand that. But we have to build a culture with this organization because they're known as coming to New York City. And we discussed this 2 weeks ago. How many players come to New York to die? It's been a lifelong thing since we've all been fans. The only one who came here to become successful was Mark Messier. Everyone else came here to die. And we can't let this culture continue. And that's just my opinion. And everybody's welcome to theirs.
So I want to just finish my thought, and then I'll let everyone get in on this because I know everybody has their opinion. So I appreciate what you said, and I'm very old school. Kotze knows me for 18 years. I'm as old school as they get, Rick. I get the points. I get you got to set an example. I get all of that, okay? Now, and I will say this because I said it before, and I'll say it again. I will retract everything I've said if this is a habitual problem. Because then if it's a habitual problem, okay, I want to go with the fact that we don't know that to be a truth, okay? I have never heard, I mean, they were very adamant on why Mika was being cut from the team that day. Everyone talked about it. It was everywhere. Missed the team meeting. He not even missed it. He was late for the meeting. Didn't miss the whole meeting, but was late for the meeting. My point to this whole thing is, and I know what Kotze's going to say because he gave it to me before, and I understand a lot of that theory. But we are in an era where, and I agree with you, the culture on this team is shit. Okay? But we're talking about a player, if this is not a habitual problem, or at least discussed habitual problem, okay? We're talking about a player who is probably arguably their best player, okay, all around, plays every position, in every circumstance, in every situation. And at the end of the day, you got traffic, you got snow, you got this, you got that. I mean, if it's not a habitual problem and we're struggling as a team and the confidence this team is shit and we're losing games, we're not gaining ground, what statement are you really making other than I want to be Uncle Vinny and you missed this and I'm gonna knock you out? I mean, there's got to be a fraction here where you say, okay, how does this really benefit the hockey team? How does me not dressing the best players that I have, how does this help my hockey team? That's my point. That's how I feel.
Go ahead, Matty.
Listen, I'm on Paulie's side. I'm not as strong as Paulie is about this. So here's what I'll say. Okay, I worked on Monday as a mailman in the snow, ice. People didn't shovel, walking, driving, you name it. Quadrupled the packages. Christmas time. It was hell. It was hell working on Monday. I worked for 13 hours and then some, and there was still stuff to do. I understand if Zibanejad was late to the meeting because he got in an accident. If that is a true statement, he got into a car accident or whatever it is.
No, he wasn't in an accident.
No,
he wasn't in an accident. He was behind an accident that took place. He was not involved in an accident.
There was an accident, but that's nothing. There's nothing you could do about that. That's the case, right? You know, who's ever been in traffic before? Anybody that's sitting in traffic? There's an accident in front of you. What are you going to do about it? Okay? Now, as Paulie said, if it's a habitual problem, if it's consistent, yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, you got to try to win hockey games. The timing of this was so terrible because they had just come off of a potentially season-changing victory with Montreal. Ricky, you said that. You said that after the post game. No, they were down 3-0. Noah Lavin draws a penalty. He scores a goal. You win 5-4 in overtime. That's a potential season-changing game. You have 5 games in 7 days coming up into this week, and you know it's going to be an emotional game with Kreider and Trouba coming back, and you bench Zibanejad, and you had a 5-on-3 where Trocheck's there instead of Zibanejad. And what happens if Zibanejad's there?
Listen,
I don't like it.
all right, you guys made your point. I'm going to make mine now. I live 34 miles north of Toronto, another major city, just like New York. When I played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, did we not get snow up there? Did we not have accidents on the highway up there? We had it all up there. If practice was at 10 o'clock, I got up at 7:15 and was in my car by 5:07 just to make sure I got to the rink by 9. That was our rule. That way I knew that if there's a fuck up on the road, I could go another way. It's a fucking little responsibility, but a big one. These guys don't have many rules, the players, okay? But one is be on time, plain and simple. He makes $7 million a year. What's his responsibility in this used to? What's his responsibility? Don't give me the coach's shit. What is Zibanejad's responsibility as a captain, as a leader, as one of the better players on the team this year, as a guy that struggled last year and is struggling this year on a team that's struggling to make the playoffs? What kind of show does that show the rest of the team? What does it show the rest of the team? You know the snow was coming. They knew what the fucking weather report was the night before. Get up fucking early. Hire a limo driver to pick you up 2 hours early if you have to. You got the money. Don't give me this shit. Follow the fucking rules. Don't give me this shit about, we're responsible. Responsible what? To win a game on a team that might not make the playoffs anyways? Now it's important. Wasn't important then for him. You're wrong, used to. There's very little rules on a team. Be on time. Be at the game at 6 o'clock for a 7:30 game. Me, I was at the rink at 3:45 at 7:30 games. That was just me. Okay? Those are the rules we had. 6 o'clock. You got to be in the room by 6. Practice is at 10. You have to be in the room by 9. Okay? Airports, be on time. Bus leaving the hotel, be on time. That's not a big fucking weight of the world on these guys, is it, that are millionaires? And now you're going to tell me that it's okay? You want to put this guy in the lineup while you got guys like Noah Laba, all these young guys looking up to this guy? Please, Paulie, please, Matt. Spare me the bullshit here. This is
I
wrong.
disagree with you.
This guy's one of the leaders on the
one-off thing.
Yeah, I don't care if it's a one-off thing.
That's
Good.
my point.
So you let it slide now. What if it happens next week again to somebody else? And it's his first one-off.
All right, so
And what if it happens a year from now when it's a one-off for somebody else?
so say God forbid.
And you're also talking about two coaches that won Stanley Cups, Paulie. This guy won 2, and your boy Torts won 1. Okay?
Yeah.
Which is on Zibanejad, is Zibanejad only. He's played in New York for 10 fucking years now. He should know that there's a possibility of this happening every time he goes to practice or a game. So you're going to leave on time on a night before? Oh, they tell you snow's coming. It's going to be tough tomorrow, but I'll leave on the same time as like it's a sunny fucking day. Please, spare me the bullshit.
Well, I'm gonna say again, I appreciate that, but I'm gonna combat that. 10 years as a fucking New York Rangers, never been scratched for missing.
Doesn't matter. I don't give a shit
until the other day. So
There's
wait.
There's rules.
Exactly. There's rules. But I can tell you as a management position for many years and coaching position and everything else, there's got to be a little bit of room here, Kyle.
This is not an everyday job, Paulie. This is a fucking sports job. Multi-millionaires.
What? The guy has been in New York for how long?
Let me know when you can get a limo to pick you up every fucking morning.
Well, this is
not going to help him.
agree to disagree.
I was never late for practice once in my 10 years in the National Hockey League because I got up early just in case a situation like this would happen. It's not that hard to do. And I was making only hundreds of thousands, not 9 million like this guy.
Well,
You guys are wrong. You guys are absolutely wrong.
I mean, we can
It's an
agree to
opinion.
disagree. I don't feel that we're wrong.
You
And I
are
know
wrong.
you don't.
You are wrong. You think it's okay for a captain on the team, a leader on the team,
Thing.
to come up
Trust me,
with this
if something
bullshit
happens with your
excuse?
wife, if something
Shit happens in the world, man.
Get up early.
Oh, come on.
So like you didn't know the snow was coming, right, Matt?
Hey,
Did
you know what?
Did you know the snow was coming on that day too?
All right, let's move on.
Hey, so you know what?
You guys are asking for an opinion. I'm giving it to you. I'm the guy that played. I'm the
I
one that
got
has to
you.
follow these rules.
I
You
got
guys
you.
don't seem to think rules count for fucking somebody like you.
I
I totally understand, but here I'm just gonna throw this out,
This is on him. This is on him only.
and that's fine. And here's my question. My last question is this: how did this help the hockey team?
How did he help the hockey team by doing it?
How did any of it?
How did he help the hockey? How did one of your best players, your leaders on the team, help himself and the
two
team?
wrongs make a right. 2 wrongs make a right on a one-off after 10, 12 years with the same club.
No.
I don't agree.
I played 12 years of pro hockey, and you got rules. You got to live by them. That's all there is to it.
Well,
Plain and simple.
I guess we'll have to.
I even heard you were going to want. Like you said you fine them or something. What are you going to fine them? If you fine them $1 million, then I'd agree with you. But what are you going to fine them? $10,000 for a guy that's making 7.5, 8 mil, 9 mil? He don't give a shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I will tell you this. Regardless, lost the hockey game, lost the next game.
You say what you want, regardless.
It's just time. So you know what? You benched the player. You did what you had to do. You made your statement.
Okay.
Where has it gotten this club?
Here's a good transaction. Let's
I don't care. I'm going to calm down, but you still haven't answered one thing. What is his responsibility towards the team? What's the Benajad's responsibility? Does he have a responsible? What's his responsibility to the team?
Absolutely does. Absolutely does. Absolutely has a responsibility.
He's not Connor Sheary. He's not like Bedard, some scrub down at the bottom.
I mean,
he's got a responsibility to show what it's to be a team leader. What it's supposed to be
I don't disagree with that, Cots. I don't disagree with that. I just think the benching is a detriment to the whole thing. So it is what it is, and we'll move on because we're going to agree to disagree on this subject.
Right. Let's move on.
This team is just horrendous. And
can I go on a little point here and see what you guys have to say about something, Paulie?
Sure.
Okay, I want to use the Sabanajit thing for a point, right? This was Sullivan kicking his big balls up on a table, right? We all agree he asserted his authority. That's right? Where is he going to assert his authority when it comes to his nephew? When is he going to assert his authority when it comes to guys like Radish and Sherry not doing a damn thing to help this hockey team? And you're sending a kid down like Bedard, who was hustling on every shift, noticeable on every shift. Okay, he didn't put points up. I agree. He didn't have a breakout first 10 games this year. I understand. But why is Connor Sheary, and I think I texted this to you guys last night, we're down by a goal, and he's playing every other shift with the last 5 minutes of this hockey team. At what point does somebody finally, well, we're never going to hear it because Larry Brooks is dead, but Molly Walker does nothing. She's just a fucking puck bunny, and I'm sorry if anybody gets offended by that. She's a fucking clueless putz, okay? And I'm going to get on the Rempe point next, okay? What she did to Matt Rempe, she should never be allowed in the locker room again, okay? But when is Sullivan going to be called out for his mismanagement of players that are coming up, right? Himmelev played really good hockey. He's 6'6". He hit everything that moved. He's benched for Radish. Now Sherry, he's playing first and second line minutes, getting power play minutes. He's got one fucking goal. One. He's got 5 points. He plays with a hockey stick this big. He's knocked off the puck every single time he goes to the net. You see him crash into the boards. But he's on the ice with the last 5 minutes of a game getting double shifted. Who is going to call this guy out? Because this is not the Mike Sullivan I wanted when he came to the New York Rangers. This guy right now, I was ecstatic when he became coach of the New York Rangers. I can't stand his face at this point. If I hear one more time at a podium, he's on a timetable to be on a timetable. He's breathing air, ladies and gentlemen. He's picked up a hockey stick. He'll be back someday. This guy gives us nothing. Nothing. But we got to watch his nephew play and get an NHL paycheck when 31 other teams passed on this piece of shit last year. I'm not making this up. He played in the minors. He played in the AHL. But for the Rangers, he's double shifted in Madison Square Garden, down 2 with a a flock of $10 million hockey players. He's getting double shifted.
Who's next?
Go ahead, Matty.
How do you follow that? So,
I don't know.
listen, the struggles in MSG are just daunting at this point. 10 games at MSG when they've been home, 1 goal or less, shut out 6 times, 7 times shut out overall. Scoring is an issue. This team can't put the puck in the net. And it's a combination of everything. Last night in Vancouver, the official does a beautiful pick play that leads to the first goal by Kane. And, I kind of laughed because I was like, this is just how this is how the season is going. Quick lets up a bad goal on net. In the Anaheim game, it's 1-1. Again, you let up a shorthanded goal. Shesterkin let up a bad goal that broke the tie 2-1. This team is just finding ways to lose, and they're not finding ways to win. Steve Valiquette said it perfectly. They look so defeated. They look so just hung their shoulders, this and that. To Ricky's point, a guy like Brent Berard, watch the Rangers play. When you watch the Rangers play, look how many guys are churning their legs to try to move quickly and skate with a purpose. It's Brent Berard, honestly. Yeah. That's all I see. He's always on the forecheck, and there's other players that kind of come in, but they're inconsistent with it. I don't know what you're expecting. When Johnny Brodzinski, Connor Sheary, top 6 minutes. You called up Pro and Offman, but at this point, what difference does it make? I mean,
why is Himmelef sent down, Matty? What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong?
I love the kids play.
I don't know. Same reason why they didn't give Edstrom a chance to move up a line.
Never. But Sheary's playing first and second line. When Edstrom, who has a history of scoring big goals for this team when he plays, he's playing fourth line.
That's the whole point. And I mean, I just don't understand. Brendan Hoffman got 1 game. I know they sent him down because he had an open opportunity at the net and didn't shoot the puck. Perreault, again, they're not putting up the points, but when you have these kids, you got to throw them into the fire sometimes and see what happens. I mean, I would rather lose with Gabe Perreault on the top 6 than Connor Sheary. Yeah. I'd rather lose with Brendan Hoffman on the top 6 than Alexis Lafreniere, who just, he's got no confidence whatsoever. Ricky, you nailed it with that. He's got no confidence whatsoever.
He's got no will. He doesn't will himself anymore.
Is there a team in the NHL that has a worse situation than the New York Rangers? Because they are a win-now team that sucks. They're not good. They have so many guys over 30 locked up to 20, 30 or later, and they have no blue-chip prospect to build this team for the future. The future is so bleak right now. I don't even know what's going to happen.
You stole my line there, Matty, at the end there with the 30 years old. I got a list here. Panarin, 34. Zibbs, 32. Trocheck, 32. JT Miller, 32. And this one here, I said to Paulie before the show, even though he's been good, you gave Gavrikov a 7-year deal, and he's 30. Think about that one down the road a little bit, guys. Okay? Shesterkin is 30 years old. Okay? Think about this. And out of all those guys I just mentioned, the only one that's contracts expiring is Panarin's.
Yeah.
Most of those guys all got no trade contracts.
There's a lot of work to be done.
And the bottom line is with the Rangers, none of your answers are wrong. What you said, Ricky, about Sheary, or Matt, what you're saying about, rather losing with you, none of those are wrong. This is what should happen. But this team is 30th in the league in goals for, with all those so-called studs that I just mentioned. 30th in the league. We're at the halfway point almost. They're
but Katsi, Paulie made a great point. And I bust Paulie's balls more than anybody in text, and I know he gets even with me. But we do not have an A-plus center
we said
on this
that
team.
weeks ago. We don't have one of those guys that's a game changer.
I watch the San Jose Sharks and the Anaheim Ducks every night, and my mouth just drops. I watched Celebrini, who, by the way, did anybody see Celebrini drop his gloves and dive into a pile to protect his teammate? When do we see this happen with the New York Rangers? When do we get a star? Lafreniere is a man amongst men in junior, and he comes to the NHL and he sucks. The kid, listen, Kotze, he physically missed 3 shots the other night. Lafreniere took a wrist shot, and the puck rolled off his stick 3 times. Yeah. His shot. He's done. And you know what? If Vancouver really insisted on him and Gabe Perreault for use, and his name is even mentioned to Vancouver because his agent is the assistant GM, it's time to move him to Vancouver because nobody else is going to want this kid.
I know Laffy's not playing well. I know he hasn't played well, and I know his confidence is shot. But who else is shot? You gotta tell me because Panarin's averaging a point a game. He's not shot.
Panarin looked like crap the last 2 games.
He's shot too because he's there one game and gone for 2. He's there for a game and then he's gone for 3.
It's time to move, Panarin.
There's no cohesiveness. There's no cohesiveness at all with the top 6 guys on this team.
Okay, agreed.
We all agree on one thing, right? They have no future. So why is the general manager still sitting in the office that he's sitting in? Because he has done absolutely nothing. If there has ever been a worse general manager in the history of the Rangers, it might have been Phil Esposito, and he still had a competitive team every year that won a round in the playoffs.
Espo was the worst, by the way.
Well, Drury's were kissing his ass pretty good. Because let me tell you something. These no-trade clauses, I went back and looked. Do you know every single player he's traded for, he's extended immediately?
Listen,
he
Espo
extended
traded for a coach. Come on. Espo traded for a coach, Bergeron.
Yeah, then he got rid of him.
He traded Mark Tenorti away from the little midget in Minnesota, remember?
Hey, listen.
Of course. He got Gagne.
Espo by far is the worst.
Okay. But you got Chris Drury sitting up in a golden palace, has no accountability to do an interview, has no accountability to ever be seen by the New York media, doesn't do interviews. Nobody hears a first thing out of him. Larry Brooks is dead now. We're never going to get a scoop on this team, okay? Bar none. And what do we have to look forward to?
I don't think any of us expected to see what we're seeing. Can you honestly all say that?
This is the Keystone Clown hockey
team. That it would be this atrocious? Come on. I want to hear everybody say that.
You know what the bright spot of this hockey team is this year? The brightest spot
is this bad.
is Matthew Robinson.
It was going to be this bad. I'm wrong. I did not think it was going to be this bad. I really did.
I'll tell you what.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Maddie. I just want to get in here real quick. I want to say this. And I was hoping that this team wouldn't be this bad, but I'm not at all surprised. Look at who they were last year. This is the same freaking team. This is the same results. It's day after day we're holding on. You know, they win a game, they lose 2. They win 2.
I was assuming that the guys that sucked last year weren't going to suck again this year.
Yeah, and you know what? It hasn't happened.
I was assuming that they'd all turn it up a notch, knowing that their New York Ranger careers are on the line.
Yep. Well,
and I was wrong. I can admit it.
The bottom line is it is time to sell the assets that you have.
How are you going to do that, though? But this is the part I want you guys to get through my
First off, it's time
How
to move
are you going to get rid of all these no-trade contracts, Paul?
I'm gonna go. You ready? Here we go. Well, listen. Whether no trades or not, they've done it. They did. Trouba had a no trade. Kreider had a no trade. They're both done. You can get rid of a no trade.
And both guys are at the end of their tier.
And I'm going to tell you, here's the other part of that, though. Here's the other part of that. The guys that are on this team that were hoping that this was going to be a team, you start moving fucking Panarin off this team, Lafreniere off this team, and whoever else you can get rid of, you start dismantling this team, people are going to raise their hand. Okay, I'll listen. I'd like to hear that trade. Because they're going to know. They're going to know. There's nothing left here. It's time to strip this thing down. And I'll tell you the truth. I'd fucking move Igor, too. I'd move Igor. Maddie, you texted that last night. You must have read my mind. I will move anybody on this team right now.
It's easy to say when they got 5 years or more left at $7 to $11 million a year. Who's going to trade for Lafreniere right now with 5 more years to go on that?
You would have to.
Who's going to trade for Zibanejad with 5 more years to go on his?
I think teams like Vancouver, Anaheim, I think a lot of teams would take Laffy. And I think a lot of teams want Panarin.
I will tell you.
Well, Panarin's not a problem because he's out after this year. I get that one. That's simple.
And you just showed that you
Panarin had another 5 years at $11.5 million. You might as well put a cement block with his name on it in Manhattan.
You start.
I'll tell you this right now. You know who's going to pay the consequences for this? And he's not going to be a Ranger. Is going to be Schneider. Schneider's gone. The fact that he was mentioned to going to Vancouver has shown, and that was called out by the Canadian media, that the Ranger package was a first-rounder, Lafreniere, Otherman, and Schneider was what was offered for use. They wanted Perreault added to the mix, and the Rangers balked at it. But Schneider being listed in a deal right off the bat tells me Drury's going to move this kid. And you know what? I would move Fox. You want to talk about somebody who's just – if you can get anything for Fox at this point, he's blown his shoulder out twice. He's blown his knee out. He's not the same player. And if anybody overvalues him, I'd move him in a minute.
It's going to be tough with all these long years on their contracts, though, guys. Whether you guys think it's that – I don't think it's that simple.
Listen, you're going to have to do what Chicago did last year. Nobody wanted Seth Jones last year at $9.5 million, right?
Who?
Nobody wanted Seth Jones. But what did they do? They ate $2.5 million of that contract, cut it down to $7 million, and now is Seth Jones worth $7 million as a defenseman? Yeah, probably. And Florida won a Stanley Cup because of it. You have Panarin as the big trade piece. You know, he's going to go somewhere. Carson Soucy is a UFA. He'll probably fetch you a second-round pick if you retain half your salary. If Quick is retiring after this year, he'll be serviceable as a goaltender, again, as a UFA. But I think we're underestimating the value of some of these guys that somebody would take Mika Zibanejad. I could totally see a team like Carolina with cap space that needs a second-line center and playing behind Aho. I would see that. I mean, he would have good wings on there.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret that I was told today.
In the cap, though, Matt. And plus, these guys are in their early 30s. They're not 28, 29. They're 32.
Yeah, but Kotze, you want to really get upset? I was told by a source at Nashville today that the Rangers are kicking the tires on O'Reilly. Okay? They're looking for a center.
At least he brings a little grit to the game.
He's 31 years old.
Well, it's better than the 31-year-old grits that I'm seeing now.
Yeah.
Who goes in the corner? Okay, who goes in the corner? Panarin. Does he work the boards?
Kotze, you're preaching to the choir.
No. Does Trocheck work the boards? No. I'm just giving you the names and the numbers.
Listen,
there's only one guy that works the board hard on this team right now. You know what that is? Every game, Noah Laba. That kid works the boards better than anybody on that team right now.
Yeah. Well, I honestly feel that I think if Drury starts making some moves and dismantling this team, I think other players that he wants to move will entertain other offers. And I think at the end of the day, I know you keep saying this, Kotz, but too many teams are in the mix right now to win now. They don't care that the guy has long-term contracts. They want to win now. They want to add now. They want to go now.
So you guys make it sound like there's 8 or 9 teams out there that are willing to trade for New York Rangers right now. That they all think they're going to win a Stanley Cup by adding these guys. That's what you guys sound like. There may be 2 or 3 teams max that can maybe use a New York Ranger. There's no more than 2 or 3 teams. Don't give me this that we're going to trade Panarin to a middle-of-the-road playoff team and all of a sudden they're going to contend. Please don't do that.
I'm not. I don't know where you're even suggesting that.
Well, I'm just trying to say it's not going to be as easy as you guys think. That's all I'm saying. You guys think it's easy to go call up fucking some team like Minnesota now after they made their deal. Hey, we can help your team. Your buddy Kaprizov loves Panarin.
Hey, Bud, I'm being honest. If I'm GM, I'm moving pieces for less pieces at this point. I want these guys out of the core. And you got to take a step back or two. And you got it. You give him fucking Mika and eat fucking $10 million on his contract. Whatever you got to do. Move his ass out. It's that simple. You got to move anymore. Whatever you got to do, you got to do at this point. You got to
Sit
take
some of
two
the young
steps
old
back
guys out.
and
Sit them out, bring the young guys
tank
in.
for the next 2 years and do that kind of stuff. It's time. This core sucks. They're
I'm
never
not
going to win.
arguing that it's time, but you guys make it sound like it's easy, like opening a can of beer.
It's
Not
not
that easy.
I'm sure there's teams that'll take something
All
for
right,
nothing.
you'll see.
Pretty sure. There's teams desperate to win and contend and get back to it.
We'll see.
Listen, let me just say this, right? These dark times are ahead for Rangers fans.
Yes.
It is going to be at least 3 to 5 years before you even have a competent roster. Listen, there's no blue chip prospects. You look at 2018 when they sent out the letter. You had Ryan McDonough. You had JT Miller the first time. You had Matt Zuccarello. You had Rick Nash. You had Kevin Hayes. All that fetched a first or a second round pick to help this rebuild, prospects that may or may not have panned out. You don't have that much now because right now you have, like I said, 2 pretty solid UFAs you can trade, Panarin and Soucy. Next year you don't have anything, right? So maybe you can trade Lafreniere. Maybe someone takes a flyer on him. You're probably going to have to take a bad contract back. Same thing with Zibanejad. You're going to have to take on bad money. You're going to have to basically just be a bottom feeder team for 2 or 3 years. Hopefully get lucky.
I agree.
And like,
But don't trade a 7-year contract for a 5-year contract. Make sure it's a 3 or a 2 or less. What you're getting back, because you don't want to get caught in this cap long-term shit anymore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this year I know everyone had McKenna hyped up as number 1 overall. He's tanking in this, like he's not playing well. So
The one in Penn State, yeah.
It's not a Bedard, Celebrini, and Schaefer. Like the last 3 first-round overall picks have been sensational. Whoever you get in the draft here, I don't see his franchise changing, even if you get Gavin McKenna. There's a lot of Canadians in this draft. There's, I think, 9 or 10 of the first 12 projected draft picks are Canadian. You know we like North-South hockey players. You like North American style Kotze. I know that'll make you happy.
Well, how's the Europeans worked out for the Rangers? How their first-round picks from Europe worked out for them?
Listen, who saw my reel on Instagram got 35,000 views. 350 people voted on it. 74% of people said Chris Drury needs to go. 26% approval rate. Okay? In the reel, Drury has drafted 31 players. When Noah Lava had a goal and assist the other night, he is the first player.
Yeah, I saw it.
By Chris Drury to have double-digit points for their career, not in a season. Okay? So, we trust this man drafting? Do we trust this man drafting?
I think the 4 of us could draft better. To be honest.
Well,
I don't know.
all right, everybody's got their final 30 seconds.
That all being said, my rant, your rant, his rant, they're only how many points out of a playoff spot?
Yeah, but they just don't have it.
So do a lot of other teams.
Yeah, this team can't score goals, man, and they definitely don't have anybody in the clutch. I mean,
all right. Well, listen, they're playing the Flyers this weekend. I'm going to pull a Paul Newman here. I'm placing a bounty on the head of Connor Sheary. There's $1,000 to anybody who knocks it out of the lineup in Philadelphia for the next 6 to 8 years. I hope he goes home for Christmas and he's got his uncle in the face with no teeth in his fucking mouth, and then he doesn't have to play anymore. Because I'll be honest with you, I haven't hated a New York Ranger as much as I hated this guy since Brian Trottier coached the team. This guy is a cancer. He's a joke. And I just want him gone. I don't want to see him playing double-shifted minutes with 2 minutes to go in a game when we're down a goal. I don't want to see a guy with 1 goal who plays with an 18-inch hockey stick on the ice for my hockey team ever again. We've talked all year long about big asses and competing with big players. We got 6'6" and 6'8" sitting in Hartford, and we got 5'7" playing. That's my rant.
Listen, I want to see Ricky blow a gasket because, I mean, Keandre Miller is the best first-round pick in the last 10 years that the Rangers
I
had.
agree with you. I'm not going to blow a gasket. I agree with you.
And guess what? We probably lost the Keandre Miller trade at this point because Scott Morrow doesn't look like much of anything. They're not playing him. With Fox out, I thought Scott Morrow would QB the power play. And do you trust Chris Drury to draft with the first and second round pick that we got, which will probably be 30th and 60th overall? I mean, just saying.
I actually think Scott Morrow will be good if they let him play a little more.
I think he should be playing.
He's got good skating skills. He's got he moves pretty good out there.
Listen. We could put the Hartford Wolfpack out there, and they could score the same amount of goals as the Rangers had the last 2 games. They could probably
same result. Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? Let's throw mud at the wall, see what sticks, instead of having, like you said, Connor Sheary, Johnny Brodzinski. Okay. I know you say Connor Sheary. Johnny Brodzinski bothers me. I think he's a player, but he's a career AHL guy. Connor Sheary had some good years with the Pittsburgh Penguins when they won the Stanley Cup. There was some talent there, but he spent 90% of the year last year in the AHL. He didn't score since 2 seasons ago. Right? Give the kids a shot because it's not working with the veterans and us trying to win.
Yeah.
Give the kids a shot, for Christ's sakes.
So my last 30 seconds is going to be this. I couldn't agree more with the fact that for the bottom players that are playing, the lifelong AHLers, the Connor Shearys, the Taylor Radishes, Ricky made a great point. I can't say the kid's name. What do we call him? Chernobyl. Okay. I love the kid. Kati was talking just 5 minutes ago about who goes into the corners, who wins puck battles. That's a kid that's going to win you puck battles. A big, strong kid, got no problem dropping the gloves as he has to. These are the players that should be taking those spots. Period. The end. I wanted to see Hoffman. I don't understand why he's not in the lineup. I don't understand why Perreault's not in the lineup. I don't understand what we just talked about. How dare you send Berard back down? Okay. I don't understand any of this because you've given this core and these veteran players enough time to establish a game, and they haven't done it. They're not scoring goals. The work ethic is probably better than what we saw last year because I thought they peppered the Ducks. I actually thought they could have won that game at certain periods of time. They just couldn't find the back of the net, man. And it seems to be a problem with this team, especially at home, not finishing. But we talked about it, and it makes a lot of sense to, at this point, say, okay, anybody that's not core making the big money that I have to put in the lineup, Chernobyl should be out there. Rempe should be out there. Now that Rempe's playing, and Ricky, I'm sorry we didn't get to that, but that's something we'll talk about next week because I think it's really important about the coverage and how Rempe was put in a very bad position about talking about that. But back to my rant is that the players that are sucking up line minutes should be these players that we're talking about to have development time. And what's the worst they could do? Put the puck in the back of the net? Because we're still losing games. You're still losing games. You got shut out at home last night. Again. Against a team that it's not like they're a juggernaut. I mean, what's their record? Aren't they one of the worst, if not the worst?
Yeah, you know what, Paulie? It was simple to watch last night. Vancouver's a faster team. They're quicker.
Just okay.
Every team the Rangers play are quicker and faster.
And that's why you have Perreaults and Berards and Othmans and whoever else. And then you talked about winning puck battles and winning board battles.
Listen, nothing's going to happen. I know we all have our ideas and stuff, but there's nothing.
I know.
Nothing's going to happen until it's mathematically impossible, stats-wise, in the statistics. They're only a few points out. They're not going to push the panic button yet. If they fall 10 points out, that's when shit's going to happen. It's just not going to happen until they mathematically look like we feel.
My final thought here is I have to agree with Ricky. I was excited for Sullivan. I am extremely disappointed in his choice of lineup. Now, do I like him better than Laviolette? I do. I felt like Laviolette just didn't have the team last year. But you know what? Like Kotze said a million times, the coaches do this much. It's up to the players. And at the end of the day, I think this core is just rotten, and we talked about it. I think we have a bunch of subpar players, medium of the road players. You got a lot of complimentary players that are your stars. They're complimentary players. They're not game breakers. They're not superstars. They're never going to win without a real core around them. So that's my final thought. That being said, we are done. 15 years.
Ricky,
And
Ricky, you're suspended for another show because you didn't make last week's show. Okay, I know you got caught in traffic.
No
You should have
excuses.
known better. You should have known better.
I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, Rick, what we do have to do, though, and I'm going to end it here, is we have to promote shirts. Hey, Beth, please send Ricky as much graphics as we can for the Instigators, the original Instigators. I love the taco shop. Let's get that on the website and on the 2 pages on Facebook. It's really important. Let's push some stuff. All right. With that being said, everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Hey, Merry Christmas to everybody except Connor Sheary. You little prick.
Can't be mad at the player. Be mad at the coach who put him in there. The same guy who benched fucking Mika Zibanejad. Good night, everybody.